Hey everyone, how's it going? So last time we went over the installation of our first third-party package, and we just installed a real simple package which allows us to add color to our console logs. So if I say npm start real quick, you'll see we had all the colors there, which were from the example on their npm page. But I do need to mention something, and that's just a quick note about the npm install command. So if you download the zip file attached to each lecture, they won't have the node modules folder in there, and that's because when you install more and more packages, this node modules folder can get really big. So if a package needs some other code, it'll bring that in too, and basically all the code it needs to run using this module will be inside this node modules folder. So like I said, this folder can get really big and it can really add to the file size of this whole project. So I'm not going to be including this in the zip files, and that's quite a common practice. And the reason for that is when you download a project, you usually just run npm install, and it will go ahead and install all the dependencies. So it will go to package.json, go and find the dependencies it needs, and install each one of them. So let me show you real quick. If I just delete this node modules folder, so delete that. So this is how your project will look if you download the zip file attached to one of the lectures. There's no node modules folder. Now that means if you try and run this, so npm start, just like we had before, you're going to get an error because the code for, in our case, colors, does not exist yet. We haven't installed it. There's no node modules folder, so the code just isn't there. So it even gave me a little clue. You can see, did you mean to install, because the node module's missing. But it's really simple to fix this. All we're going to do is just run npm install, like that, and it will go ahead and install all the dependencies it needs for this project. Now, if I just refresh this folder by clicking this refresh button, you'll see we have the node modules folder back, and it's exactly the same as it was. So now if I run npm start, you will see the same output we had before. So I need to tell you this because some of you might try and download the zip file attached to the lecture and you'll find it won't run because there are modules missing. So just know that anytime you download the files, you're going to have to run npm install to install the dependencies first. And this is a very common practice amongst anyone that's sharing node packages. Usually the first thing you do when you download some source code is run npm install to set the project up with all the dependencies that it needs.